So, yeah, it's been a while since I made a video. I've been reading a lot, and I've also been cleaning out my house. I am constantly trying to declutter. It's amazing the amount of things that you accumulate over time. And so I've been doing a lot of reading, and I've been decluttering. And yeah, so I thought I would do a video because I just recently picked up some new things, and I thought I would give you some mini reviews about the products that I purchased. And I thought I would just do a get ready with me video, and not every single item is going to be new, but when I get to a new item, I'll point it out, tell you what I think about it. And if you are new here, because I just recently sent someone or told someone about my channel and she's not familiar with beauty videos, here in the YouTube world we abbreviate a lot, so if you don't know what the title is, GRWM stands for Get Ready With Me. So, alright, so let me show you some new things, and I'll do my makeup as we go along here. I finished my Burt's Bees lip balm, so I'm switching over to this other lip balm that I have by Wet n Wild. It's called Pout and Kiss. They do have some tinted ones, but this is just the clear one, so I just use this to moisturize my lips. It's okay, but I don't feel like it's as moisturizing as the Burt's Bees lip balm. And then for primer today, I'm going to be using my Hard Candy Sheer Envy Coconut Water Primer Stick. I love this, and it's amazed me how long this lasts, because I've had this for a really long time, and I have used a few of the things in between when I would pick up new things, but I always end up going back to this. This is only available at Walmart, but I really like it. So I'm going to use that with my Royal & Langnickel complexion brush. This is also available at Walmart. This is such a nice foundation brush. I put my primer on with it, and then I do my foundation too with the same brush. Okay, so all I do is I just twist up this stick and just put some on the stick, and then just smooth it over my skin. Yeah, this is a great primer. It just feels really nice on your skin. And foundations seem to go on nicely over it. So I've had this for a long time. I keep going back to it, and it's lasting forever. How much is in this? 0.42 ounces, so almost half an ounce. And considering that it's not even a full ounce in here, it's lasting a long time. Okay, I'm going to get right in here. My skin tends to get dry right in there. Okay, I'm going to be using a new foundation today. And I actually bought it in 2 shades because I wasn't really sure what shade to get. I'm not always the greatest at picking out foundation shades. Let me grab the other bottle so I can show you the other one that I got that I haven't been using. So Essence came out with a bunch of new products, and I went to Ulta to see if I could get some of them, and they were in the store but they weren't on the shelf yet, and I asked someone if they could go in the back and get me some things, and she did, but I could tell that she pretty much told me that she didn't want to, but she did because I kept insisting on it. And so because I knew she wasn't too crazy about the idea, I just figured I would ask her to get me the things that I wanted the most. So one of the things that I really wanted was the new foundation. It's called Fresh and Fit Awake Makeup. And then it says Healthy Glow with Vitamin Complex and Cranberry Water. And I wanted the primer too, but she said she couldn't find it. It would have been so nice to try the primer and the foundation together though, but I'm going to go back and see if I can get some more of their new products when I get a chance. So I didn't know what color to tell her because, you know, I wanted to be able to see them in person. So I just told her to bring out the two lightest shades, and she did. So this one is 10 Fresh Ivory, and that's like really, really light. I mean, too light for me, but um, the other one is 20 Fresh Nude, and that's a little better, but it's still really light. And so I don't know. Once it's blended in, though, it's actually not too bad because my face is darker. You know, I have a lot of redness in my face, so once it's blended in, it matches. I mean, look how light I am right down through there. So once it's blended in, it looks okay. So I've been using the number 20 Fresh Nude, and it comes in a pump bottle. Essence products are so affordable. They are one of the most I'm just shaking up the bottle. They're one of the most affordable brands at stores. And I think, not positive, Target used to sell Essence, but I think they're getting rid of them because I was looking at the Target website one day and I couldn't find Essence on there. And I noticed that the section last time I was in Target looked like there was hardly anything there. So I think they might be doing away with it. Yeah, so that would be sad if that was to happen. But you can get it at Ulta. And if you have a Christmas tree shop or a Harmon drugstore or a Bed Bath & Beyond, any of those that sell makeup, because they don't all sell makeup, but they have Essence as well. Okay, so I'm just going to put a little bit of this on my brush. And this claims to be, let me just tell you briefly what it says. Breathable texture with wake-up effect. Let your skin healthy glow. Let your skin healthy glow? That's not grammatically correct. Contains a complex of vitamin B3, E, provitamin B5, and cranberry water. Medium to high coverage without mask effect. I would not say this is full coverage by any stretch of the imagination. Medium, yeah, maybe. So I'm just gonna start buffing this into the skin. The smell is kind of strange. It smells sort of like cheap perfume. Honestly, I can't really pinpoint the smell, but it just smells like very perfumey. But it's not one of those like smells that's so bad that you can't handle it, like the newest CoverGirl foundation. Ugh, that was such a nice foundation, but I just would gag every time I would use it. I ended up taking that back. Speaking of which, CoverGirl, did you know that they got bought out? That they are no longer owned by Procter & Gamble, and they are now owned by Coty. Coty are the ones that own Rimmel. So yeah, they bought CoverGirl, and that's why you're starting to see a lot of new CoverGirl packaging because, you know, they want to put their own spin on the brand and like remake it into something else. So I haven't tried any of those really new, with the new packaging CoverGirl products. That foundation I'm talking about, I think that might have come out before they got rebranded. But I was looking at some the other day and wasn't really sure. I like the eyeshadow palettes that they came out with like a year ago. Those are nice. But yeah, maybe I'll have to try some of those new products with the new packaging. Some of them look interesting. You know why I didn't end up getting any of them? The color selection. I just wasn't like, wow. I didn't really love any of the colors of any of the products, and that's kind of tough when you don't see a color that you like. Yeah, the colors were odd. Okay, so I just put like one pump on each side of my face. So this is 2 pumps. So pretty good coverage. Covered up most of the redness, but there's still enough shining through there that, like they said, it doesn't give you a mask-like effect. I haven't tried like layering more on or anything like that. I don't want it to look cakey or put on more than what I really need, so I'm going to stop there. And the Essence also came out with color correcting liquid concealers. This one is in the shade Pastel Pink, and so this is another item that the lady girl at Ulta grabbed for me. And this is really, really light, you guys. I don't think this would work unless you had really pale skin. But you know me, if you've watched my videos before, then you know that I like pink correctors. Although the one that I've been using up until now was peach, and that worked good for me too, but it has to be a really light peach. So I'm just gonna put some of this on, and I'm just going to use this concealer brush from Sephora. I like creamy concealers because they're easier to blend into your skin. Now, as you can see, that didn't really do much. So I've used better correctors. Can't say I would recommend this. Yeah, see, that's not really doing much. There's a little bit of difference, but not much. But I also, in addition to getting this color corrector concealer, wanted to try the new Makeup Revolution concealers because they're supposed to be a dupe for Tarte Shape Tape. So I thought it might be interesting to try that. It's called Conceal and Define Full Coverage Conceal and Contour. And again, I wasn't really sure what shades to get, so I told her to bring me out C1 and C3. So that's what I did. I think C2 was like super yellow. So this is what I had her get. Now, this one is a little bit pinky, and this one is more neutral, I would say. So this one here is the lighter of the two, C1, so that's what I'm going to use. I've actually tried both shades, and I can kind of get away with using either one. They're both just really light. So this has got one of those giant doe foot applicators, just like the Tarte Shape Tape. However, I don't feel like the coverage is as good. I'm going to go back to my foundation brush now to blend that out. Yeah, it's kind of like, I'm also going to just put a little bit of that on my eye area here, just to cover the discoloration. So, okay, so now it's improved a bit more, but you know, my dark circles, like I've said a million times before, they're not really dark circles, they're indentations, and what you're seeing is like a shadow. But yeah, it's all right, but it doesn't give you the coverage that the Tarte Shape Tape does. But if the Tarte Shape Tape is not in your budget price-wise, this is a good substitute, I would say. But it's just know that it's not going to give you quite the coverage that the Tarte one does. Yeah, I get a lot of like pink redness in that eye area there. So that definitely lightened and brightened the area. This eye, you can tell, is a lot worse than this one. But better than it was when I started, right? So, yeah, I think that this is pretty good. And I don't know, if you have a concealer that you really like, then keep on using it. But if you're not happy and you want something thicker and fuller coverage, this is pretty good for the price. Makeup Revolution makes a lot of good dupe products for other brands. Okay, in order to expedite this video, I'm gonna do the next few steps off camera and come back and tell you what I used just to, you know, move things along a little bit. Okay, I didn't use anything new in those steps, that's why I skipped over them, but I'll tell you what I used. To contour my face, I used the Jordana Sculpt N Go Creamy Contour Stick, and this is in the shade number 1 Light. It's just a cream contour. I bought this, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago, so it's fairly new, but it isn't like a new purchase. But I love this. And my blush today is NARS Orgasm. This is definitely not new. I've had this for a long time. And you know, I saw a picture of this online the other day, and the one that I saw, it didn't look anything like mine. So I'm wondering if they tweaked the color a little bit, because yeah, mine is very like golden coral, and the one that I saw online was more pink. So I don't know if they've changed the color, but yeah, I've had mine a long time. That's NARS Orgasm. And then my highlight there is Wet n Wild Mega Glow Hello Halo Liquid Highlighter in the shade 304A Halo Goodbye. These are a little tricky to work with. But again, if you are looking for a dupe for Benefit High Beam, which is really expensive, this is a much more affordable option, but just know that it's going to be a little bit tougher to blend than the Benefit one. So the formula is kind of tricky to work with. Just put the smallest amount on, and then you won't have any issues. But if you try to use too much, you're going to have a hard time blending it out. So that is my highlight. I have this in another shade, but this one is my favorite. So that's Halo Goodbye by Wet n Wild. And again, I bought this like, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago, something like that. So it's new, but not brand new. And then my bronzer is Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I get the light one. If you are somebody that doesn't really like to use bronzer because every bronzer you use is too dark for you, this is a really good option. The light version of this is such a great bronzer if you have light skin. I reach for this all the time. I have other bronzers, but unless I'm going for more dramatic makeup or something, this is the one that I always reach for. Okay, so let's take it from there with my eyeshadow primer. I did put a little bit of that foundation in the eye area just to kind of tame the discoloration a bit, but I am still going to use an eyeshadow primer. I repurchased the Urban Decay Anti-Aging eyeshadow primer. This is really nice. It just makes your eyeshadows go on so nice. It has a doe foot applicator, and then it's like a squeeze tube. So I've had, I don't know how many tubes of this I've had over the course of my life, but I've had a lot. Usually I go for like a MAC Painterly paint pot, but I like this too. So I kind of go back and forth. Like when this is gone, I'll probably repurchase Painterly and do that. I think that with eyeshadow primers, it is worth it to spend a little bit more because the Urban Decay and the MAC ones are such a nice formula. I can notice the difference when I use like drugstore eyeshadow primers. However, if it's not in your budget to buy Urban Decay or MAC, I would recommend the e.l.f. eyelid primer. It's either $1 or $3, or is it $2? It's $1 to $3, but that is such a nice eyeshadow primer. And it's almost as good as these, but not quite. But yeah, that would be my pick for a budget eyeshadow primer. Okay, in my opinion, you guys, we are moving on to the star of this video. I tripped across these at Walmart, and they are amazing. These are the new eyeshadow palettes from Milani. Bold Obsessions and Most Loved Mattes. As you can see, they're mirrored finish compacts, and fingerprints show up like crazy on these, but these are so nice, you guys. You might be a little put off by the price. If you go on Milani's website, it says they're $20 a piece, but you don't have to pay $20 for these. I got them at Walmart for $15 and change, plus tax, of course, if you live in a state that charges sales tax. But yeah, $15 is a little easier to take than $20. And that does seem like a lot for drugstore eyeshadow palettes, but the prices of all the drugstore makeup is just coming up like crazy. Okay, let's start with this one. This is Bold Obsessions, but you do get 12 eyeshadows in here. So $15 for 12 eyeshadows, that's only a little over $1 a piece. You get a really nice quality mirror with this. But this is Bold Obsessions, and this is stunning. I have been using this for, I don't know. I've been using it for like 4 days maybe, and using it different ways, and these are so pretty. And these are mostly metallic finish eyeshadows, and then there's a few mattes in here. I see 1, 2, 3, 4 mattes, and then it looks like maybe 3 satins, and then the rest are metallic. So you get a variety of finishes in here, but oh my God, I love this. And then this is Most Loved Mattes. So this whole thing is mattes, but look at those colors. Is that or is that not a fantastic range of colors? Because a lot of times with palettes, you know, they just give you too many of the same thing, but you can use this a number of different ways. I mean, you've got your neutrals, you've got your cools, you've got your warms, and then of course, if you don't want to do an all matte look, if you combine it with that other palette, you're pretty much all set. You could easily take these 2 palettes with you on a week-long vacation and do a million different kinds of looks. I love these palettes so much. Just be careful though. If you buy them at Walmart, they're not sealed. So if you want to get one, open the box, make sure that it hasn't been swatched and doesn't have fingerprints all over the shadows, because if you're not one of the first people to get to the display, chances are that it's going to happen. These are sold out on the Milani website right now, so you don't have the option of ordering them online right now, but I'm sure they'll restock. I'm pretty sure this is a permanent product. Okay, so let's get started then. Let us begin with, the matte palette. This shade right here is going in my crease. Now you might be thinking to yourself, that's way too light to be a crease shade. No, it isn't, not for me. These are nicely pigmented. I would say out of these palettes, maybe 1 shadow out of each palette is kind of a dud, but the rest are so nice. Okay, I'm going to use this Wet n Wild P15 brush. These are the new rose gold brushes that they just came out with. I had bought this one brush online and I wish I had gotten more because I loved this brush and I can't find them in stores. I had heard that they were going to be in stores, but I haven't seen them yet. Okay, so I'm going to use that shadow that I just showed you and very gently dragging the brush across that eyeshadow because look how pigmented that is. And it picks up a lot of products. You want to be very gentle or you're going to get too much kick up. I love the texture though of these. Okay, so I'm just going to put that in my crease. Yeah, you definitely need these, you guys. The palettes. Just beautiful. I cannot recommend them enough. I always liked Milani eyeshadows, but these are a step above and beyond anything that they have done before. They have a bunch of new products, actually. They've got new highlighters, they've got new lip products, so after my experience with this, I definitely want to try some of those other things. They've been on the website for a while, but they're just now starting to show up in stores. Okay, now I'm going to switch to a MAC 239 shader brush, and we're going to go in the other palette, and I'm going to use this gold right here. By the way, on the back, they have actual names. So that first shadow that I used was called My Daily Latte, and then this next shade I'm going to use is called Sands of Time. This is one of the most beautiful gold shadows I've ever used. And I'm not really a big fan of gold shadows, but this is stunning. And it's a metallic shade, so you could use it wet if you wanted to. But honestly, these metallic shades are so beautiful, they don't need to be wet. They're just great the way they are. Okay, so I'm going to put that on my MAC 239 brush. But look at this. Oh, just beautiful. One of the nicest metallic shadows I've ever used. And I feel like it pairs so nicely with that Latte shade from the other palette. I've done this look before. And you know, when you find a look that you really like, it's hard to just keep going and experiment with different looks if you really like something. But oh man, I don't know if you can see the finish on this. Just gorgeous. It just catches the light like crazy. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, let's see, it's called Sweet as Honey. It's this shade right here. And I'm just going to put a little bit of that on the outside parts of my lid. I'm just going to flip this 239 over and use the other side. Just give that a little bit of dimension there. Right on the outside corner of the crease as well. Okay, now I'm going to take a small Zoeva pencil brush, and I'm going to drag a little bit of that same Sweet as Honey shade right along the lower lash line. Okay, now before I move on here, I just want to give you a few, I'm not going to swatch all of them, but I just want to give you a few swatches of some of these shades. Okay, so I think a lot of people would really like that copper shade right there. Look at that. Oh, so pretty. And then this shade right here is interesting. It's like a charcoal. You know, it's one of those grays that has some blue to it. Really pretty. And let's see, you're probably curious about this reddish shade down here. So that's what that looks like. That's like a satiny shade, whereas the other two are like a metallic. And the only shadow in this palette that I feel like it's not that great is this white up here. Is not that good. But honestly, how many people use like white eyeshadow on a regular basis, right? I was just wiping the swatches off my fingers, and they're not coming off that easily. These eyeshadows are very pigmented. Okay, now in the matte palette, okay, let's see. Which ones would you guys be most curious about? Probably this brown down here. A lot of people would want to see. So that's like, it's a matte brown, kind of like a medium to dark, depending on your skin tone. And then how about those purples at the bottom in the middle row? Let's do those. These last two fingers here. So that dark one, boy, that's really, really deep. It's like a plummy purple, and then the other one is kind of like a mauvey purple. And then let's see. This one here is interesting, isn't it? It's like a rust browny, like an orangey brown. So yeah, these are really nice. Okay, let me get rid of these and I'll be right back. Okay, so that was a makeup wipe that I used, but I had to go in with a separate makeup remover on the wipe in order to get those eyeshadows off my hands. Okay, the next few items that I'm going to use are not brand new, so why don't I use those and then come back again with something else new. Okay, I just applied Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in Black Fever. This is not new. And then I put Wet n Wild Mega Slim Skinny Mascara waterproof version on my lower lashes because this has got a really skinny wand. Curled my lashes with my Shiseido eyelash curler, and then used Maybelline Total Temptation mascara. This is fairly new. I got this like, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago. Really nice mascara formula if you like wet mascara, which I do. The only thing I'm not wild about with this is the brush is kind of big, and I don't really like big brushes. I feel like you can't get as much control as when you have a smaller brush, but the wand I'm talking about. So no control over that, but yeah, if this formula with a smaller wand, that would be the ultimate mascara. I wanted to also mention that you may have noticed that I didn't use a highlight or inner corner shade when I was doing my eyes. What I've been doing lately is just taking my face highlight the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Hello Halo Liquid Highlighter. And this has a giant doe foot applicator on it. What I've been doing is just taking my pinky. Well, first wipe off the excess on the lid. And just take my pinky like that, and then do the brow bone highlight like that. You have to be really careful and really precise. Just take a little more. Dab that right in the inner corners. So that's how I've been doing my eye highlighting areas. It's a nice product, it's just not the easiest to blend. Okay, now I'm gonna leave again and do one more product off camera and come right back. Okay, brows are on. I just used the e.l.f. eyebrow palette in the shade Light. I have a lot of eyebrow products and I like to jump around and use different ones just so they don't get wasted. This one is pretty nice. It has a brown cream on one side and then this is like a beige powder to set this with. So pretty good. And I just used a Wet n Wild small angled brush to apply that. Okay, I have a new lip primer. You know how crazy I am about the NYX lip primer, right? Holy grail, oh my god, amazing lip primer. And if you've never used a lip primer, yes, you need a lip primer. You will love the way your lip products go on over a lip primer. Just like with, you wouldn't use your eyeshadow without an eyeshadow primer, right? So lip primer is just as essential, except a lot of people just don't know that yet. So I wanted to try a different one. So I bought this one by e.l.f. It has a lip primer on one side and a lip plumper on the other side. And I thought, okay, you know, I'm buying this to try out the lip primer, but lip plumper, I'll try it, but not really all that fascinated with that. Okay, I was wrong. The lip primer is okay, but the lip plumper, oh my god, I love it. As far as I'm concerned, the lip plumper is a lip plumper and primer because it does both. So I'm kind of been ignoring the lip primer side because I love the plumper. And not only, this is the plumper side, not only does this work as a primer and a plumper, and yes, I can see a slight difference in my lips after I use this. Let me show you. That's what my lips look like now. And it smells like cinnamon. Oh, like the best kind of cinnamon ever. It's wonderful. And let me just show you the primer side. So that's the primer. So it's like a yellow, it's okay. I'm not really crazy about it. But the plumper side, oh yeah. Yeah, I love this. Okay, so we're gonna put some of that on. And this is not expensive. I mean, this is one of e.l.f.'s products from their like basic line, so it's not expensive. I'm pretty sure it was $3. And it's not brand new, it's just I hadn't tried it before. Okay, so we'll give that a second to sink in. And for a lip product over that today, I'm going to use a NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. I had to purge most of the ones that I had because they were old. And so a few months ago, I would say 2 or 3 months ago, I had repurchased 2 of the shades that I like the most, and this is one of them. This is Cannes, like the film festival, and it's just a really great, like, peachy nude, I guess you would say, but it's like a deeper peachy nude. So let me just show you. These are classic, you guys. These were one of the first liquid lipsticks to ever come out, and they're so nice. Yeah, if you're somebody that doesn't really like liquid lipsticks, this is a great option because this isn't like a typical liquid lipstick. It's not going to make your lips feel awful, dry. It's not going to crack. The only downside to this is maybe it's not going to be as long lasting, but you won't mind reapplying this because it feels so good on your lips. And this color I find just goes with you know, the type of eye that I did today, like the golden brown eye with the peachy nude deeper lip shade, and I felt like this paired well with the NARS Orgasm blush too. Let me take my hair down and I'll be right back. So to summarize, I really feel like you need these Milani palettes. You can get them at Walmart. They have a pretty decent sized display of them, you know, right there in the permanent section. And the e.l.f. lip plumper and primer. Oh, the cinnamon scent I think is what gets me, but the formula is very moisturizing, but yet your lip products go on nicely over it anyway. Really great. And let's see, the Essence foundation, it's okay, but I can't honestly say that I would recommend it. But if you want to try it, it's not expensive, but it's all right. But I wouldn't say that, you know, you have to have it. The Makeup Revolution concealer, same thing. It's okay. It's not great. The Essence color corrector I don't really feel like it does that much. It's not as good as it could be in the color correcting field. And was that it? Oh, well, this is new, but it's a repurchase. But yeah, this is worth the extra money. Your eyeshadows are going to go on great over this really nice base. And I think that was it then. I guess that's all I got that was new. But it seemed like a lot of products at the time when I bought them. But so that is it, you guys. As you can tell, I'm not doing videos nearly as much as I used to because I'm trying to just, you know, work on some other things. Like I said, I'm trying to clean out all the junk and clutter in my house. But I'm also really into reading again and just thoroughly enjoying that. And I never felt like I had time to do that when I was doing YouTube videos every day before. So I will do videos as I can. And thank you so much for watching, though. I really appreciate you being here and taking a few minutes, well, probably more than a few minutes, out of your day to watch this. So thanks. Bye.